Hey everyone, it's Aniqua, the executive director and founder of Journey to Self. We are coming to you all today with a brand new episode of our Journey interviews. So, this episode is probably going to get a ton of views because it is the first and only episode this season where I am interviewing a man. So we will get the chance to fall in love with the journey of a melanin rich God. And you know what? Before we jump into it, I should probably take the time to point out that today's interview features my husband, my best friend, my number one supporter, DeMarcus.
What's
Hey,
up? What's
babe.
up? What's up?
Right. It
How you
is
feeling?
like legit our first time fully connecting this evening just due to work, the children, errands. So, how are you feeling and how are you arriving to this space?
I'm feeling great. I just been vibrating so high. So I'm feeling amazing. I can't even lie to you. How about you?
Okay. Look, I'm like, after that introduction I just gave you, you better be feeling good.
Oh man, that's
No, for real, y'all. We are so silly. But I'm doing good. You just heard the chaos with our oldest daughter. So I'm
right,
trying to
right.
just reframe my mind and get focused. But let's go ahead and let's dive right into it. As I mentioned to you, DeMarcus, this interview is honestly just an intimate conversation between the two of us. We'll get to reflect on our journeys. And so I want to start by asking you, what is your definition of true self?
My definition of true self is just basically knowing who you are to the core. But I think the most important thing about it is not worrying about outside noise. Just definitely just
Mhm.
trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and not focusing on like the ideas of others or the thoughts of others
Right.
or how others may feel about you or your situation. So I think just knowing your true self is just being the best version of yourself, knowing who you are to the core, and when you figure that out, you never really worry about outside noise because you know who you are.
Right. Yes, that part. So, what are you currently doing that helps you basically journey towards your true self?
Oh, well, I definitely like to meditate a lot. I also like to journal a lot, and that's something that new that I started just to get my thoughts out because I find myself having a lot of thoughts. So I like to put them down on paper so I can really come back and see how I'm feeling, you know. And it's good
Right.
just to go back and look at different days and say, okay, I was feeling this way, and I was able to make this happen this day. So I think journaling, meditating, really just I also just pour into myself a lot. Like I said, just journaling a lot of positive affirmations just to help become the best version of me, you know?
Yes, that is so insightful. And I will just share that it's definitely been life changing watching you on your journey for real. And I honestly feel like, our connection has gotten stronger just with us both journeying at the same time.
Definitely.
And so, look, for any couples out there, self work and your personal journey is so important. But know that as a result of your journey, your relationships, will also mold and change and start a new journey in and of itself as well.
Definitely, because I feel like once you love yourself and you know yourself, you can definitely pour into others a lot more. So,
Exactly, exactly. So my next question, and this question actually just gives us the opportunity to reflect like on a deeper level. And that question is, what has been a roadblock during your journey?
I think a roadblock is just during my journey really is just putting so much pressure on myself, you know,
Mm,
because I feel like we live in an instant gratification society where we want everything to happen so instantly. So I think one roadblock is just always wanting things to happen right then and there. So I think just being patient, trusting in myself and trusting in the universe and just like I constantly say, being the best version of me, knowing that everything is gonna be all right and my ancestors are
right.
watching over me and everything's just gonna be okay, you know? So I think one
Yes.
roadblock is just for all of us really is just instant gratification, and I think that's something that society has placed upon us. So I think on my journey, just becoming, learning who I am as a person, I've been able to get those roadblocks out the way.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And it just reminds me of how that too, has been a roadblock for me. And I honestly had to just dig deeper into this false concept of time,
Right.
because
Right.
that puts unnecessary stressors and just pressures on us. So once I was able to tell myself, sis, why you rushing? Like, time ain't even real. You
Right.
know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Right.
whatever you want to achieve is going to happen as long as you are channeling your energy, and manifesting what you want, then everything is going to work out.
Right.
So,
I
right,
love that.
just
Right.
that
And one thing that I
conditioning.
like to live by is just conquer the day. We get so caught up in weeks from now, months from now, years, just living, being present and just conquering the day, being the best version of yourself that day, and everything's gonna work itself out.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. It takes so much just comfort, within yourself to share personal lessons like this.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm honestly enjoying just highlighting the fact that men are out here, being intentional and healing, because a lot of our journey interviews has just been voices from melanin rich women. And of course, that J2 West, we're pouring so much into women because we have this firm belief that once we heal the Black woman, once we heal our melanin goddesses, we're then able to pour, into our households, into our sons and our husbands, and our fathers. And
Yeah, most definitely.
exactly. But I appreciate you so much. So, what is a new hobby that you enjoy now that you're on your spiritual journey?
I do a lot of sunbathing, which I find that I love it a lot. I always like nature. I always love being outside, but just becoming, like I said, learning more about myself. I just love being under the sun a lot more, and just
Mhm.
knowing that my ancestors were people of the sun. I think it just pushed me a lot more to be outside underneath the sun a lot more. So I think sunbathing is something that new that I definitely that I like to do.
Right. And see, my sunbathing, I have to like force myself to go out there because I'm naturally just
Yeah,
warm. So
yeah,
I'm like, Aniqua, get out there, sweat, because that's basically you detoxifying,
right, right.
and get that connection with your planet and with just that sun. So yeah, I'm happy you just uplifted it. So whoever is watching, if y'all are not out there just connecting with nature, taking your shoes off and putting your feet in grass, not on concrete, in grass,
Right.
and literally removing the discomfort of sweating and bugs or whatever else, we tend to tell ourselves to hold ourselves back. Now is the time to really just get out there and recenter and connect.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yes. So, babe, what advice do you have for other men who are considering healing and living as their true self?
The advice that I would give, like I said in the beginning, is definitely just try to get away from outside noise, because like I said, we live in a society where we constantly looking for outside gratification. We constantly looking for others' opinions on different things, where in order to become the best version of yourself, you just have to basically have that conversation with yourself. And like I said, just tune out all the outside noise and just realize what you want to do, who you are,
Yeah.
and just try to be the best at that. I think that's the biggest thing with anybody, with men, with women. We just gotta be the best version of ourselves. Once we understand that, nothing else matters, and that's just how you
Right.
and be great.
Right. I know in one of our previous interviews that aired, we were just talking about all the pressures or different roles, that society depicts for what a melanated woman should be like or what she should be doing and what a melanin rich man, should be doing. And it's just so much burden and
It is.
responsibility,
It is. And at the end of the day, who are setting up these, responsibilities?
Exactly.
Is it people who look like us, or is this a whole nother agenda that's put out there
Right, to
to try
create
to
that
stress us out? Yeah,
self-doubt,
there you go.
right, and that inner strife between yourself and your family, your
Exactly.
community. So yeah, I feel that. So we are approaching the time in our interview where I love to just ask about personal endeavors or maybe businesses that you are embarking upon. So DeMarcus, do you currently have your own business? And if so, can you tell us about it?
I do. I have my own business. It's called the Acre Effect, and it's actually it's a combination of things. I do a lot of athletic training, but I also help kids with tutoring, mentorship, and academic scholarships and athletic scholarships. So I'm like a jack of all trades when it comes to helping our youth become the best version of themselves. So like I said, it's called the Acre Effect because it's been proven. I've helped a lot of kids go to college. I've helped a lot of kids get academic scholarships, basketball scholarships. But most importantly, I've just helped a lot of kids become the best version of themselves, the best young men and young women that they can be. And that's what it's about at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the ball stops bouncing, and I want them just to be the best person that they can be.
Exactly. So our viewers have been able to hear from my sister Kayla, and they've learned the fact that she has her own business, Soul Enlightenment. They also have been able to hear from our oldest baby, Anaya, who is just the epitome of melanin girl magic, like to the T. So one thing I am just sharing with our viewers is the fact that we, the Acres, we're all about our youth. We care so much about them. And that's also why J2West has a youth empowerment program. And it's also, like you shared, babe, the reason why the Acre Effect was created. So we should always, and I just want to be extremely transparent and honest with our viewers and supporters, but we should always be pouring into our children. Now, just more than ever, like it's really, really, really important because they really, really, really need us. They need us to be honest. They need us to heal ourselves so we can be the best for them. And then they need us to educate them on who they are and their real history. So for all of those who are watching who do not know me or my husband, DeMarcus is a history teacher. And while he knows the textbook history, he is also incredibly knowledgeable about real Black history. I learned so much from you, babe, and I thank you so much for leading our family, you know, in many ways, but especially as it relates to our history and what has truly taken place on this planet and to our people. And so if anybody is watching this and y'all are confused and y'all are like, what is she referencing? Then you need to head over to the acreeffect.weebly.com. Don't worry, I will tag it in this post to learn more, because in all honesty, it's some adults out here, you know, that need to get in on those history tutoring sessions.
Yeah, definitely, because we can't keep these cycles going of false information, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate you, baby, just for doing all that you do and helping enlighten our melanated women, but also giving me the opportunity to come on as a melanated king to show that, you know what I'm saying, we definitely have to uplift each other and make sure that we have our people right.
Exactly. 10 toes down with it. All right. So, you know, I will go down the rabbit hole. But my last question is, how is it being married, you know, to a woman that is on this journey to discovering her true self?
I feel like it's amazing. It's amazing because I feel like it's just a part of the journey of us growing as a married couple. Because like you said, you have to be the best individual that you can be in order to be able to pour and love into your significant other. So I'm just enjoying watching the growth. You know, I'm just enjoying watching the come up, watching the turn up, all of it. So it's just been amazing just sitting back and just watching the growth, because you've always been amazing since I've known you. But it's just seeing the growth. That's just been such an amazing part. And I'm just so proud of you.
Oh, thank you for that. You know, my heart chakra is feeling all the love and the warmth right now. But I'm not going to lie. I was like, wait, should I ask him this question in private before just airing it? But I was like, no, I really want this interview to be authentic. You know?
And I feel like they can definitely tell that it was authentic. But yeah, because that's what it is. Like, it's just been amazing just to watch the journey and just, you know, just to watch the healing and just to watch the all the magic take place. Like it's just like I'm
Yes.
just, I got my popcorn and I'm just watching the show.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the show, but but seriously though, J2S is rooted in being vulnerable and being real. And so I know at times the journey, even our marriage journey isn't always the easiest, especially when I'm in those moments of just true self-reflection, and self-honesty. And a lot of things from my childhood and different things have come up during that time. So your support, and your judgment-free, as I said in one of my blogs, but your judgment-free love has just been so instrumental just in my growth. And thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love you so much. I'm here for you.
I love you too. Okay, everybody. So for all of those who are viewing, as I stated, I will be sharing or tagging the Akery Effect in this post. DeMarcus, thank you so much for your time. This is like Right. This is like the first weekend we've had without our kids home. So we are going to wrap this thing up, just so we can pour into one another. But I will be coming back next week so that we can hear from me as I recap season 1 of the Journey interviews. So peace, everyone. And thank you again, Mark.
All right. I appreciate you for having me.
Anytime. All righty.